Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis, and with me, as always, is Jiunn Liu. How you doing, Jiunn?
Doing good.
So today we are talking about the Cornelius and Anthony Cornelius Corona Gorda. Cigar is 5.5 inch by 46 ring gauge. Comes out of the El Titan de Bronze factory in United States. The wrapper and binder are both from Ecuador, and the filler is a mix of Nicaraguan and Dominican Republic. Price point is $12, and the cigar was released in March of 2016. So with that out of the way, June, what was your pre-light experience like?
I thought the look of the cigar, especially that wrapper, was really attractive. I really enjoy. My favorite shade of wrapper is like a medium light, like Colorado medium, like Colorado red even, that has really good oil content. And this is exactly what that was. Medium light wrapper, really good content showing through. Face well pressed, seems really tight. Bunch of roll, felt pretty good. I didn't feel any hard spots or soft spots. Head finish off with the well-applied triple cap. Smelling of the wrapper, I got cedar and barnyard. Smelling that foot, a very rich roasted nuttiness, cedar, white pepper. Cold draw, a mix of dry cedar in a cardboard, along with the kind of a little bit of a lip tingling white pepper coming through.
Yeah, wrapper was like a lighter golden brown, not much to speak of in the way of veins. Seams were pretty easily visible. They were smooth. Head was finished off with a very neat triple cap. Two bands, kind of typical presentation for Cornelius and Anthony. Primary band is got the company logo. Secondary band carries the line name on it. Rolling for the wrapper was like a barnyard funkiness, and the foot was a mix of hay and faint black tea. Pre-light draw was a light leather note along with a little bit of spice that I was getting on my lips and my tongue. So getting into the flavor profile, what was your experience like?
First third, something that I rarely find in a cigar, and when I get this, it's super unique for me. I got this really unique note of like a meatiness or like a gaminess to the cigar. In addition to that, cedar, black pepper, a little bit of a charred dry wood note coming through. Retro, more intensified version of that pepper and that rich rusted nuttiness. Finished medium in length, giving me black pepper, dry wood, mixed nuts. Strength and body medium for the entire first third. Moving on to the second third, it's pretty much continuing the same thing as what happened within the first third. Still, that unique meatiness, gaminess going through, followed by the cedar, black pepper, slightly charred wood. Retro, still deeper notes of the black pepper, rich roasted nuttiness. Finish picks up a slight wood bitterness, and in addition to within that pre-existing black pepper and dry wood, mixed nuts coming through. Strength and body, still solid medium. Moving on to the last third, I'd say the main difference between that second third and the last third is increase in the spice levels. Both the black pepper and the cedar note becomes kind of a spicier, like a raw version of it, like a coarse black pepper or like a spicy cedar note coming through. So given that, it allowed that meatiness to take more of a backseat. Retro still increased black pepper, roasted nuttiness, finish, tad more wood bitterness dominant, followed by that same black pepper, dry wood, and mixed nuts. And profile finishes just right in that medium strength and body.
Yeah, initial draws for me about a mix of charred wood and creamy black pepper. Quarter-inch in, wood loses the char as the cream kind of increases and the pepper maintains its level. Retro was woody with a little slight cream note to it. And then at 3/4 of an inch in, that pepper faded almost completely away as a bready note became present with the wood and the cream. And then at 1.5 inches, the creamy wood and the bread note were making, for a very nice combination. And strength was just slightly above medium. And getting into the second third, creamy wood and bread note continue on. 1/2 inch in, the cream fades way back, and the wood and the bready notes were up front. Retrohale kind of continued with that creamy wood note. And then inch in, a cream slightly increases a little bit, but it's still in the background behind the wood and the bread. And that's kind of how the second third finishes out, and the strength was right at the medium mark. And getting the final third, the bready note became toasty along with the wood, and a slight minerality joined the profile. 1/2 inch in, toast note left, and the wood became a little charred while some cream came back to the profile. And then an inch in, some bitterness kind of poured into the profile as the cigar was heating up and kind of pushed that charred wood note to the background. And then as the cigar came to a close, the bitterness dropped back some and allowed that charred wood to kind of move back up front. and the strength had bumped up a little bit to just be slightly above medium. So in regards to construction for burn and draw, what was your experience like?
I rated the burn very good, which is one notch below our perfect score. Ash is sturdy, self-tap, ash is 1.5 inch increments. Cigar burned cool and slow the whole time I was smoking it. Only downside to the burn was the lack of a razor sharp burn, but it's I never had to like use my lighter, so really it's a very, very minor complaint. In terms of the draw, I thought it was perfect. Just ideal draw. Loved it.
Yeah, burn for me, I thought was very good as well. I mean, it was just slightly wavy, but it always kept up with itself. Didn't need to do any touch-ups. Ash holding on 1.5 inch increments. In regards to the draw, it was just a little slightly tighter than I prefer, but it didn't cause any issues with the smoking experience. So it was just kind of a minor gripe there. So overall, what were your thoughts?
I thought it was a really tasty and unique profile. That combo of the meatiness and that rich roasted nuttiness that worked really well together. Every time I took a draw, I was looking forward to those flavors. And with those flavors, it had just the right amount of like a balanced pepper that carried through. And this within the Cornelius Anthony line, this is one that personally I don't really ever really seek out or read about because they're so. I've been smoking so much of the La Zona made stuff from Cornelius, but this cigar is no slouch, and I would love to smoke more of these.
Yeah, it had some pretty nice and nuanced flavors through the first third, and then the cigar kind of settled into a primarily woody note the rest of the way, and it's kind of fairly linear. Construction was great, so no attention necessary on that front. It's another nice addition to the Cornelius Anthony portfolio, and if you're a fan of the brand or enjoy the kind of medium strength and woody cigars, it's definitely one to pick up. I think I'm interested in trying the Toro Vitola though for this line. I just want to see how that compares to the Corona Gorda. I just have a feeling I'll probably like the Toro a little bit better. I just want to see if it can maintain that complexity of that first third a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
So getting into the scores, I gave it a 6 even, and you gave it a 7.20. How do you think that matches up with your experience?
Matched up well. I mean, every time I see something in the 7 range, to me, it tells me that it's a good cigar. It also tells me that I will happily seek out, a few or some singles or a fiver. And really, I enjoy smoking it. So,
yeah, my matches up well. I mean, it's slightly above average. I scored the first third good, and then the second and final thirds was average and overall average. So, really good construction. So that helps out a little bit. But like I said, I think I want to try the Toro just to see how that one. Typically I find the Corona Gorda is the Vitola I would lean towards if the line offers it. But what I had the experience here, I just want to see if the Toro is any different. So, any other final thoughts from you?
No, I like how Cornelius Anthony went with Titan on this. It's a good break from the La Zona profile. So I think it better rounds out their portfolio going with something like this.
Yep, exactly. We were just catching this video on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to us, but also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Be sure to follow us on all the social media channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google+. And you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.